There has been a kind of globalization of mixing effects these days. Many engineers are copying the settings from big names. But having a personal and distinctive sound as a mixer or producer gives you a huge advantage in this competitive field because it makes you unique. REmatrix is a convolution reverb which allows you to combine 5 different IRs. This unique approach extends the sound palette compared to most common reverbs. I'll now show how to choose and balance the 5 IRs to create a vocal reverb. Here is the dry vocal.
We on the stars, we taught them more.
I open REmatrix and start with a Hall IR.
We on the stars, we taught them more. We sought our innocence for sky.
Now we may want to add some air to this reverb, which is sounding a little dark. Instead of increasing the treble with an EQ, which is basically boosting frequencies that are lacking in the original IR, we can add a plate IR on top of the Hall, because a plate reverb typically is much brighter than a Hall reverb. So I solo the plate IR slot, and I look for a bright plate sound.
We on the stars, we taught them more.
Let's mix that with the Hall reverb.
We on the stars, we taught them more. We sought our innocence for sky.
Good. You've probably noticed that this reverb is very wide in the stereo field, and since the voice is mono and only in the center, we perceive it as sounding dry, even if there is actually a lot of reverb. So we have 2 options. We can reduce the stereo width of the current reverb, or we can add another reverb in the center. I prefer the second option because we can keep that stereo space while consolidating the middle. I'll look for a room IR.
We on the stars, we taught them more. We sought our innocence.
And narrow the stereo field of just this room reverb.
We on the stars, we taught them more.
And now together with the Hall and the plate.
We on the stars, we taught them more. We sought our innocence.
That is a well-balanced reverb sound, with the density of the Hall, the brightness of the plate, and a solid center. If we need a more dynamic reverb, we can add some early reflections, which make the reverb more reactive to the vocal attacks. I'll look for an early IR with a long decay.
We on the stars, we taught them more. We sought our.
This has the same flavor of the Hall and adds even more impact. Let's find out how it works with the other IRs.
We on the stars, we taught them more. We sought our innocence for skies. And here they fall and break upon the hourglass.
Finally, we may want to add some magic to this reverb, using an IR in the special category.
We on the stars, we taught them more.
This one has a lot of micromodulation and a kind of auto-panning. Together with the other 4 IRs, it should add some personality.
We on the stars, we taught them more.
We have created a reverb which has density, brightness, mid-thickness, impact, and some magic. This is the power of REmatrix, which creates unique reverb textures. Now, we can fine-tune this reverb using the effects section. We can add a little bit of modulation to add some motion.
We on the stars, we taught them more. We sold our innocence for sky.
We can also add some harmonic distortion to give a vintage and analog flavor.
We own the stars, we taught them Morse. We sold our
The density has increased. Now let's listen to the vocal in the context of the whole mix.
We own the stars, we taught them Morse. We saw